tyres on it? The tyre itself is cambered?
You're in the internet.
Alright.
Talking about cambered. I'm not in the thing.
Camber down?
Camber spaces is where it's at.
Here.
We've never done this before, so it's bound to be a failure from the start.
Is anyone watching yet?
I don't know.
Just,
It'll be in the future at some point.
Open it
Yeah.
like.
It
on
tells
your
it
phone.
that paper thing with a person on it's
That's it.
0.
Send in your questions and see if we can answer some.
No one's watching.
It's going to be weird like watching it through.
Post it on Facebook.
Mute it as well.
Alright.
I can't stand the sound of my voice.
Show everyone you get.
Don't say that again when they're coming.
What goes?
This guy there carrying a Christmas tree.
It's not even Christmas anymore.
It's forever Christmas.
That wasn't the case with you, because yours doesn't work.
Still hasn't fixed it.
Yeah, we're just going to figure this out and then we'll start talking something that makes a little bit more sense.
Camber tyre. Camber drag radius.
Where's the?
I can camber tyres with a grinder as well.
Can you open?
So you can keep
Would you
the
have
actual
like a
car
chat open and stuff?
set
I
up
don't know how it works.
perfectly zero, and then you put your tyres throughout the camber.
I think that's...
I don't get it. I don't like
There's
it.
slight better difference in it. Slightly better, but that's about it.
Unless Formula 1 uses it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's
That's true. Formula 1 has got all the
It's
tech
good,
on it.
There's 7 people watching.
Where the questions going to come through?
we're just trying to figure this out. If anyone wants to ask any questions, we figure out. Can you open it and open the chat so that we can respond to people?
If I can find it.
Sorry, we're not very intelligent.
I can agree. For all of us, not just you.
So we're basically going to go through our plans for this year, and we're planning on new camera setup, which Liam's already kind of jumped into a little bit, so we'll show you that. Cars, plans with cars and parts and mods and stuff, everything we've got planned.
I think 2018 is going to be like the best year for this channel.
Yeah.
Because
So-
we're going to try and focus more on working on it. So
Every channel kind of tends to do like a video at the start of the year telling you how good the year is going to be and all this.
we're that channel.
And we thought we'd try and do a live stream instead of just making this video that everyone else seems to be doing. So we try and interact with people, see what they think about what we're doing.
Interacting there just on the phones.
No,
No, we're reading the comments.
You're just
Get
asking
ready.
questions on another pipe.
So before we start, does anyone want any questions? And
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah, someone wants to know why the R34 and M3 haven't had a drag race.
because Liam drives like a girl.
Yeah.
Well, we all know that after.
Shout out to Munmore.
Doesn't matter.
Johan for that question.
He drives slow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is anything else coming through?
Someone wants to know the plans for 2002 as well.
So there's a video coming probably either next week or the week after, depending which way round we release them. I've got some metal work done on it. It's at the body shop if you've seen the last update, and we've test fitted the whole kit now, which looked pretty cool. I was really happy with that. So the plans overall, obviously, get rid of the rust, cut out as much in terms of excess metal that we don't need, modify the shell a little bit. I've got a full cage to go in, and we're going to be making a wing as well, which should be quite interesting. So
I'm interested to see that.
I haven't quite figured out exactly how I'm going to do it, but
Put the R34 wing on it.
so that's the problem actually. Everything that's off the shelf looks modern, and I'm struggling to find anything that'd suit. So I think we're going to make it. So I'm going to kind of design it and cut it out of maybe cardboard or some other material, and then get maybe the place that made your splitter to cut
Looks
it out
quite
of
easy
like
what you
a
want, I
thick
think.
plastic. So
I think we'll have
yeah,
fun doing it.
but that should look pretty cool. Other than that, just carry on with the progress. I'm not going to announce the colour or the engine yet,
Paint
because
and
I think
plan.
it should be quite interesting. So
No, the plans you've thought about are good. So
yeah,
anything else?
what cars and what shows we're going to this year? Or what cars are we showing? And are we going to any?
I think
any shows?
we spoke about Japfest.
Yeah,
We've
managed to
definitely
get
talked
my
about
car finished before April, so the next 2
Yeah.
months hopefully.
Adam, obviously, you probably won't be coming to the M3, but I don't know. if
Yeah,
you'll be or
I'd
one of
like
us.
to probably come along and jump between other people's cars and film.
It won't be a
'cause,
mixed side drive too. So.
Liam will probably be about 10 miles behind everyone else, so we'll use a
We should
really
go on the kart track and see who's the best.
yeah, so the job fest should be good. Hopefully we'll be at home when it's on. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, we can speak about that a little bit.
Yeah.
So, like, me and Adam have been to Saudi for 2 months. Adam was there for 2 months before that as well. He had like a 2-week break.
Yeah.
I'm going back out there like 4 days from now for 2 months again. Unsure at the minute, but I really don't know what's going to happen after that. You know, I'd rather be home really, or have more time off, so
Yeah.
to work on the cars.
It's been kind of difficult to make videos, and
Well, we made 2 videos whilst we were there, and I was
Yeah.
editing videos in Saudi, and it was just like
so at the minute we're kind of trying to do as much in a 2-week period as we can.
it doesn't work.
And
It
stitch
doesn't
out,
work,
but
does it? But
it's too difficult. So
we were going to try and, like, as we mentioned, I bought a new camera, and like I've sort of had a few ideas about cars too. I've been thinking about importing a car. It's only an idea at the moment. I'm just sort of talking to a few people about it. So that's something hopefully this year we're going to go through. So
What else?
11.
What's that? 11.
alright, cool. Yeah, so that's something possibly. There may be another car coming to the channel.
It's only an idea at the moment. I mean, it's more. I've either had the idea of spending more money on the 34 or getting something else, but the Skyline's perfect. There's a few more parts I want for it, which I've been talking about for like 6 months, or
Yeah.
probably longer than that. But I will get them, I think. Hopefully.
I think it'd be interesting to see what people think. Actually, would you prefer to see like more mods to the 34 or a whole project?
The car's where I want it. The car's always been where I've wanted it to be. There's a few like things as I mentioned in like the feature video we did. I've always liked the time attack looking cars, and there's a few parts I want to add to it to make it how I wanted it. But like in terms of performance, there's nowhere else I can go apart from doing an engine build like Aaron would have to do. I think really.
Yeah.
I wanted to maybe change the ECU to a link seat and get the TI downpipes just for having a full TI system. But in terms of like gains, what I get out of it, it's probably minimal really.
Yeah,
I might get maybe a bit more power out of it, hopefully. But we need to check the turbos on it because I think we're confident they're still internal. But before I do anything like that, we need to really have a quick look at it. Because there'd be no point if I do that and put more power out of it and it blows up, which it could have. You know, something could happen.
Could do what man do.
Yeah, exactly. So if something happened to the car, I'd obviously have to fix it, but I'd probably go for a single. I think if I had to do it, that's what I'd want to do. But I don't want to do it at the moment because the car's like perfect. So
I think it's been fairly extensively tested as well, like because the engines have been around so long. Motives did a really good video.
yeah, I watched that. Yeah,
Compared the GTX 35 with the twin turbo setup, and it's strange now that a single can actually make more power right across the band in comparison to twins.
I think the old twins are quite outdated, by the
Yeah.
The wheels are quite heavy as well.
They were like when the car came out, they were like super modern, the best
Yeah.
turbo technology, but it's advanced a lot in the especially the past sort of 5 years.
Yeah, I'm not too fussed about going single. I think I'm going to stay double, but I've got those M1s that need rebuilding.
Yeah.
So, but they should get me 550 horsepower. So.
I do kind of like the period.
It's period correct.
I'd have to go single. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's just the status of having it of
34s,
if it's 600 brake or 700 brake.
Yeah, I quite like 34s as singles, mate. For some reason, but 32.
Well, most people have them as singles now. I don't really care at the moment. As long as the car like drives
One
fine.
thing as well though is like the simplicity side of it. Like
it's
the,
a lot easier.
the twins are in a really awkward place to work on.
They're not at the bottom
and
and not the top.
It's
They're stuck right in the middle.
it's a heat trap as well, so they're more prone for gasket failures, and it is
Big singles are
probably
good.
easier to actually have
The
a
main
single to work on the car as well.
I think if I could find a pair of top mount in the manifolds for mine, that's what I want. Go a twin
That's
top
just
mount.
like the
Twin top mounts.
ball status though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
twin top mounts. HKS used to make them, but they don't make them anymore. And getting hold of a pair
now
of
it's
top
just
mounts.
Chinese junk.
No.
Chinese is best.
I could get some Chinese in.
Yeah.
Maybe
So,
put your shoe on your head.
Why?
Shoe on head.
Show on head.
Shoe on head.
So,
Someone's asked that.
yeah.
Shoe
That's,
on
it's
head.
clean.
General live stream
not-
behaviour.
It's not Twitch. We don't do stuff.
Isn't that
Standing dog.
when that Slumber page asks people to do
Yeah.
shit like that? Is that where it comes from?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I've done it anyway. So.
Just put shoe on head.
How long
That was
for?
Mr. Sumaz.
Oh yeah.
That's
I knew
Uh,
he'd say something like that.
Yeah, we better call out people's names. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Scott. Hi.
Hello, Scott.
Any questions?
Someone wants to know how you grow a YouTube channel.
You just stick.
Time,
Just
effort.
Buy R34 GTR.
Yeah.
Post a video.
I think I can
Um,
answer that in quite well. Basically, it's just time, effort, and
Yeah.
trying to post like good videos, which is everyone's trying to do at the same time. But
Yeah.
even the camera doesn't necessarily matter in most cases. It does
No.
help that you can.
There's
I mean-
definitely, I guess, well, there's channels that have got really big with just using a phone.
Yeah, I mean, we like follow locals a lot, and they got to like 100k on an iPhone, which is like crazy, I think. But
Yeah.
you know, it's just because we were putting good videos out. So
like, we've tried to like constantly improve the quality.
that's why we've got this.
Parts videos always seem to do really well. Like people like to watch people installing parts and buying new parts. But obviously the cost of that like outweighs the gains by.
Massive
Yeah.
amounts. I mean,
It
the,
does-
the,
it
the
does-
wing and the
yeah.
diffuser were a prime example of
But
that.
you have to
It
expect-
depends on the car you've got as well, because we
Yeah,
get
yeah.
all
Yeah.
our parts are heavily
Yeah.
taxed.
So that's another thing really. I like
Content is
with exception to I guess Tom's car, but now he's spent quite a lot of money on that too. The cars we have, the parts are very expensive. So
I think it's hit and miss with the JDM market because you can get top end and low end.
Yeah, but definitely like stuff that's purposely for like a GTR or whatever is generally
Yeah.
Like
more
I bought
expensive, like-
the decap pipe.
Oh, the titanium.
one.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it was 300 quid. It's only got that long.
Was it?
Yeah.
That wasn't that much, was it?
Yeah, it got a factory and delivery cost from
I
Japan.
thought I messaged her actually. It was 120 or something.
Yeah, and then delivery and everything can buy you tea and top.
Yeah. So
Maybe
the
300 quid.
parts are pretty expensive.
250 all in. So,
But the way we kind of look at it is that if you were going to buy the parts anyway, because it's not for content. We're just showing what we like.
We'd have
do.
done that regardless.
Yeah.
Like I didn't buy like it's just like the Skyline. I didn't buy the Skyline to make a YouTube video. We bought
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was going to get the Skyline
That was
and
for
we thought
Instagram likes, isn't
yeah
it?
for Instagram. No, like, obviously we spoke about the channel a long time ago, and we thought the best way to start it off was to make that video and pick the car up, which was I think the best thing we
it's quite weird actually, because when you got yours, mine was ordered and I was waiting for mine to be delivered.
Yeah, I remember.
And I seen your video and I was like, it sounds like the local to me.
Yeah. Few messages.
We sound
Yeah,
less,
I mean-
less trash than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like that was pretty cool actually. Like that's how we met Aaron. So like we posted the video and he got in touch with us on Facebook. was it?
Yeah. That was YouTube. I caught it on YouTube
Oh.
and then through Facebook.
Yeah. And then we met up with Aaron like the week after that
Yeah, because I picked mine up.
when he got his car, and then was it that day that someone drove into it?
It was 4 days later, someone reversed into my car.
Yeah.
Was
So
that there that day?
I don't think so.
Did he come to Liam's?
Yeah.
What was that?
So we kind of
Oh, yeah.
we all
Yeah.
met kind of through this.
I knew Tom a bit before.
Yeah.
Just
So
from the gym,
some
wasn't
of us sort of like knew each other a little bit, but obviously me and Liam knew each other because
it? We worked together.
we'd worked
Well,
together.
we went to work together. We didn't work.
So it's kind of cool that we've met quite a lot of people, and the channel, like same with David and I guess Lawrence as well.
Yeah.
Um,
For me, definitely. Just for me, that I know, like, I'd say about 15 people with R34s now. That's,
yeah.
like, I know, not obviously everyone who's got them, but even in people in different countries and stuff, I know them through that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying. I had it on Xbox last night.
Yeah, if I get like 5,000 likes, I'll smash the smoke alarm.
Ali wants to know, what do we think of the R33 GTR? Depends if you like fishing or not.
I think
Nah,
It's quite
But-
big sport.
I like them.
it's hit, I think
It's-
I actually think it's hit and miss. Like
I'll show you. I'll show them.
yeah,
Well,
so there's like some of them. I think the 34's got the looks, and the 32, the lines of the car really sort of the proportions are really good. I think personally I'd probably get a 32 if I was to get one.
I don't think a 33 looks like a GTR.
There's
No,
some, I don't
there's
I
something
don't know,
off
I
about it.
think it's the more rounded shape.
It's a front end. It's a front end.
Yeah,
I
but
think if I did have one, it'd have to, the only one I'd have is the 400R.
yeah,
which
but
is
I wouldn't
the
like
400R.
disregard them as a car though, because they are
Some of the modded
still
ones,
the same
some
thing,
of the
isn't
modded
it?
ones look really nice.
like Liam's looking for a photo, and I know exactly what sort of
It's because I like
car
the
he's going to go
And
for.
if you do want to get into the GTRs, and that, like, have an RB26, it's the perfect car to jump into if you want to save
Yeah.
money, because
And
10
another
grand cheaper.
I mean, you can't see that well there, and mate, I'll show the camera, but that's like that's what, if I was to have one, it'd have to be like that.
Yeah, modded ones look really well. Really well done.
I don't think I'd personally buy one, but I don't know. I like them. If I had, if I could buy one, and
I mean,
I'd have
I'm
one.
no expert at the 6-speed.
We're in the northeast of England, by the way. That was for Scooby life smells.
Wants to know if any of us are running anti-lag.
Tom.
Tom's running that, like.
It's yeah.
So we haven't. That's another thing to mention, I guess. We posted a few videos on Tom's car, and we kind of stopped because, like, there's a whole story behind it, and I'll let him explain that. But we got to the stage where like the bodywork was almost ready, and then we didn't want to spoil the final feature video because he's put a lot of time and effort into the car,
A lot of time.
and
Yeah.
everything. Like, credit to Tom, everything he's done either himself or him and his dad have done it, or it's all been sort of in-house. And the car's turned out really special, but he did have a bit of a rocky road on the way there, so I think if you want to explain that, that's...
No. Yeah. Well, the first engine that I put back together into the car was just the stock engine with a T28 turbo, which was the original setup I had. I took the engine apart and rebuilt it with new rings, but I reused the original bearing.
Turn the file on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used the original bearings, just basically deglazed the bores, cleaned out and rebuilt it because it was burning quite a bit of oil. Mainly that was due to the valve stem seals, but that first engine lasted 150 miles before I started getting knock. So then I decided to just go all out and go forged. And I ended up getting a new turbo, making a new manifold and exhaust, and shooting for over 300 horsepower. But then that engine, I got a new personal best I made. I think I got 300 miles on that one, and then I spun a bearing on the dyno on the second day of tuning. So I came back to the car doing a pull, and then after that I heard it knocking, and I was like, "Fucking hell, that can't be knocking, surely." So then I finally rebuilt it for the third time, and it's been running and tuned alright since.
You took me out in it a couple of hours ago, and it's a really, really good car.
Don't forget the light wet particle.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't do it.
So before it was tuned, it was probably running about 250 horsepower on the wastegate spring, but I was running R888R tyres, which were stupidly sticky. So it wasn't very long until I smashed a diff, which are meant to be pretty damn strong with torsions.
So how long is it? So basically in like a 6-month period, you've been through like 3 engines a diff,
yeah,
a set of R888s.
yeah. The R888 on the rears lasted me about 3 months.
Yeah.
So I just bought some more for summer. So if I get another set, then I'll be alright for the whole of summer.
But as far as
Hey.
like MX5s go, or Roadster, or Miata, or whatever you want to call it, this, like, for me, this is probably
Most hard.
the
Not
best.
hardcore.
If as close to the best or one of the best that I've ever seen on the internet or IRL.
There's a
but-
few really nice ones. There's a few really nice ones in the UK, but people go in different directions. There's like some that look like Time Attack, and they'll skip out on other things like the engine. But I wanted kind of a clean build, so I haven't went for a big wing. I've got a ducktail and a hardtop spoiler. Went a bit aggressive on the front with the canards and the splitter, but that was kind of a last minute decision because I got the canards for cheap, and I thought I might as well make a splitter go with it.
Yeah, I mean, like you made that split yourself too, didn't you? So it's
yeah.
like, it's all individual stuff. So
starting to take a bit of punishment now, like, isn't it? It's
Oh
very
yeah,
hard.
I hit a curb going into KFC. It was a stupid little island about that big, and I was like, "What the fuck's that there for?" But I didn't notice it until I was on top of it. Fortunately, I went over it on my wheels, so I didn't hit my sump or anything.
Yeah. So there's like a, well, you need a little bit of paint.
Oh, yeah,
a
but-
couple of little bits, but
Ideally, the car, and obviously I knew it wasn't going to be too long until something happened to it, but it was at work and the lorry grazed the rear bumper, so there's a big strip of paint missing. So I need to get that repaired. I was trying to wait for the insurance to come through, but he's some Polish cunt, so.
just to start being racist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So expect to see Tom's car coming up, but I think something we can go on to from now is we're trying to up the levels and the quality of the videos constantly, and
I spent a lot of money on these camera bits.
Liam kind of jumped in and ordered
Josh, I thought
cameras. So we'd like, if everyone would like to see them, we've got everything.
It's
here.
not all of it. I'll mention a bit. So I was looking for maybe about 6 weeks, I think, maybe.
Yeah,
4 weeks. I knew that we needed to buy a new camera, or wanted to buy a new camera. So I decided to go for a Sony A7S Mark I, which is this here. This is just the body. These are really good in low light, and this, not specifically for videos, but I think they're mainly pointed at videos. Again, I need to get used to it still. I haven't actually even used it yet. As you can see, there's no lens. That's what I'm waiting to get now. That should be coming hopefully in the next 6 weeks. Also, that was second hand, by the way.
Yeah, they're pretty.
They are expensive.
Super expensive new. I think like the body's like $2.5 grand or something.
Yeah. I bought it off a guy off eBay. Really nice guy. He actually helped me a lot with like other things to do with the camera. We got this, which is an external monitor, which we can record in 4K now. That's going to be a nice feature. Again, not too sure and confident using it at the moment, but I think once it gets used and start getting more familiar with it, then I think the quality of the videos will hugely improve. On
Yeah.
It would be nice to have it when we go to the shows and to
Yeah.
the meets.
Well,
this is kind of like you see a lot. If you've ever seen it shows, there's people with like the stabilizer gimbal rigs and these screens. It's like a professional setup, really.
Yeah. There's also the DJI Ronin M, which I still need to get, which I'm maybe kind of bidding on one on eBay as we speak. So I'm hoping after we've got these, we can produce a lot higher quality videos.
Got,
new mic.
A Rode mic as well. So one thing we noticed with the other camera is the mic's like
Sensitive.
hypersensitive because it's got four
Mics that point in
condenser mics
each
and
direction,
they point
basically.
in 4 directions. So like any sound, get off the case.
Yeah, well,
Any sound that is from any direction is picked up and enhanced. So it's quite frustrating when it comes to filming videos that you'll notice any sort of background noise, or even if someone using the camera breathes, it's ridiculous. Like it picks everything up. So we've got a single direction Rode mic, which should make the sound quality a lot better as well.
Yeah, I think if that doesn't work as good, which I think it will, we'll go for the individual sort of attachment mics, maybe, possibly.
Yeah,
in the
like
future.
sometimes maybe
For
for
interview.
talking videos, maybe a lapel mic will be good as well. But we'll try the Rode mic first and see how that goes. Has anyone asked anything? And before you say anything, I'll put my phone on.
What were we driving at the age of 18?
I didn't have a driver's license at 18.
Neither did I.
I had a E46 saloon.
Shall I show that? That's cool, Mark.
Yeah, my first car was a Fiat Uno Turbo.
Yeah, that's a funny thing actually. I actually remember, I didn't know Aaron, but I remember his car because I thought it was cool at the time.
At the time.
Yeah.
At the time.
Well, it only lasted like a week or something anyway.
Yeah. I had 2 engine rebuilds. That was a money pit.
Yeah. So I don't think it's going to be very easy to find the photograph, but I had a really dark blue E46 saloon which got T-boned by a Fiesta Mark 6 Fiesta, I think it was, and I was going home on a Friday, excited to go home, and this old guy with a car full of wood, probably couldn't see where he was going or didn't know what day it was. He T-boned me and wrote the car off.
Yeah,
And I was pretty gutted, to be honest, and I replaced it with a E46 coupe after that.
Yeah, my first car was a Corsa 1.2 SXI, which was like the basic, awful first car.
Yeah.
Then I got a ZTEC S Fiesta Mark 6.5, and that's when I started, like, for me, modding cars anyway. That's a photo of it. I actually really like that car. I know it's a bit boy racerish, but I did a lot
I'm
of
pretty
stuff.
sure I've seen it on A85 forum, like.
What, like 8 years ago?
Oh,
No, now.
that's the famous photo.
Yeah. They say this the custom diffuser. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Look at them custom diffusers. Hot boy, stance boy. I don't know what that sticker was actually. That sticker on the back. I don't know what that was. Just unhappy face because I'm always unhappy.
Yeah. So this was what happened to my car when I was 18.
Easy repair, is it?
It was bent out of shape pretty good. So,
My first was a Fiat Stilo, then the coolant hose popped off, and I thought because it had dropped a coil pack beforehand and it ran like shit, and the same thing happened when the coolant hose popped off, so I assumed it was that and dragged it home. And then I think I warped my head about like 20 thou. So
that's pretty significant. That.
yeah, lesson learned. They said it was like a banana.
In case you haven't noticed, Tom loves wrecking engines.
Yeah.
He just wrecks
Probably
them all
3
the time.
times
To be
over.
fair, that was because it was a shit car, and I got a Mark IV Golf, which was the worst decision of my life.
As well, though, to be fair. Yeah. Except for Liam's, because that was like £250. So.
I think I paid. It was some old couple that had paid some. I don't know what was wrong with the engine, but they had it fully rebuilt with like receipts.
An old couple? Had an engine rebuilt?
Yeah, no, it was like
£20.
it was just 1.6.
No, I think the 2 litre was the £20. It's still junk anyway.
Well, I don't know.
I'll
Some garage had added them because they had receipts of like £1,000 replacing pistons and all sorts.
What? It's a brand new engine?
Oh, and the Golf. I thought you were on about the Fiat.
No,
I'm
they're
more
not.
surprised that they've spent all that money on a Fiat.
Yeah.
I know how that feels because I'm in the same thing.
Yeah.
The Golf, I think I wish I kept the Golf. Not like,
I thought like the Golf, right? The Golf was like
it was like the flagship of the
It
channel.
was honestly, it was the worst car to drive ever. Like the shifter was like
It was like hanging off.
you could like throw it like this and it would change gear, but like
You don't put your foot
And
down
it-
on the clutch to change gear.
and it was just like disgusting to drive. And
It's minging, it smelt inside.
smelt mouldy inside, but it was like
It was part of
it was
me.
just the fact that it was
Disgusting, horrible.
basically it was like it reflected Liam because it was a piece of shit.
Actually, about that as well, I've got the Clio now. I think what's happening with that is it's probably going to get sold for a number of reasons. It's not because it's a bad car. I know everyone else thinks it's a bad car, probably.
No, I don't. It's just being an idea.
So basically, it's fun. It's probably like one of the most fun cars I've ever owned for that amount of money. And if you actually are thinking about getting one, like the best price car for that money, I'd say easily.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're going to buy an EP3 Type R, I'd
Yeah.
probably get one of them instead. Was that your car?
Oh shit!
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, was that your first car?
Why is it doing this?
Magic.
That was Aaron's first car.
1.4 turbo.
Yeah, it's French. I mean, I changed the seats because I didn't really think the original seats were comfortable, which no one does in them cars. Bought the wheels and then filled an MOT because the tyres were bald. Thanks, Chris. So basically, I'm selling the wheels, probably going to sell the seats. I'm going to maybe do a track day in it, just to kind of have a bit of fun in it. And then it's going to decide maybe to sell it or maybe store it, but it's probably going to get sold.
I'm going to try and roll it on the track.
No, it's going to get sold because I want to buy something.
Realistically, if you're going to buy a project car as well, it just doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
It's because we bought this camera equipment too. I want an estate, which might sound really gay, or very old, sorry. But I'm sort of
Yeah, because gay people drive estates.
no, I don't mean it in that way. It's misused that word like that.
It's 2018.
I'm 26, and I'm driving an 18-year-old car, and I want the space.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Jay wants to know if any of us have ever drove motorbikes. I'm cursed on 2
No.
wheels.
Oh no, I dropped one before.
I used to ride motocross. I never really fancied a road bike. I'll tell the truth, I've been chased by the police on a motocross bike on the road before, but it was actually quite exciting.
Thrill! Thrill!
I did actually enjoy it, it was pretty cool. I've ridden an R6 once, and I went because I'd ridden motocross. I kind of just decided to go. No one prompted you to do that. I thought it was like a motocross bike, so I just got on it and wound it through first, went through second, looked down, and I was doing like 110 and a 30, so I just put it back. And
That's terrible.
That's why I wouldn't trust myself.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Well, I'll double this one up. Do any of us daily drive our cars, and now we're going to do a Croft track day?
Yeah, my 32 is a daily. Your MX5 is a daily.
Yeah.
The M3 is my daily.
M3 is a daily.
R34 isn't.
Leaving can't afford fuel.
It's not that.
I don't. It's not the sort of thing you want to daily.
Yeah, I think for me it's like
There's a few things about it. I think the main one is nothing to do with the money you're driving it. It's the fact that the car before that was like the car I drove every day, and I spent a lot of money on it, and I just hated it. Not because of what I did to it, it's because like I was driving every day, and you get bored of things.
Yeah.
So I think one of them points to that is if I get in that once a week, or if even if it's a summer night, I go every night in it, whatever. But it's like special to go out in it once occasionally, or when I need to go out in it type of thing with the guys or something. I don't want to go like to work in it or to the shops in it, although I have done that previously.
I think that the added stress as well of like stupid things like
People crashing in the cars.
going to the supermarket. Like the M3 is like a borderline for me. I don't like to leave that there, and I can imagine something 3 or 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, but car guys are like, even I've got that Clio, I don't like leaving the places.
that's
I
exactly
don't
what
care.
happened to me, didn't it?
It's just
4
like-
days after I picked mine up.
If you're in the cars,
it got crashed into.
It'll always happen.
Yeah.
So
Because there's always some idiot out there, some like not even just an old woman, just some arse who doesn't like cars. They don't care. So
someone wants, I think it was Pele wants to know, will you ever go single on the R34? He will if he goes in.
Kind of touched on that already.
yeah, I'll just if you weren't here earlier, yeah, only if like the worst case scenario happens where like there's an engine failure, massive engine failure, and it has to be rebuilt, then I'll go single.
Mine's,
At the minute.
yeah, mine's currently getting rebuilt at the moment. I lost compression on the Silver 6, so that's needing a rebuild.
Yeah, but I'll get them
But
soon.
I'm staying double, I'm not going single.
So that's the point. Like we were talking about it just before we started, that there's a difference between the R32, like the standard R32 engine, like with Aaron's being such a late model, it's actually got the longer nose crank, so you can just put the M1 out pump on.
Yeah, I can just.
So it wouldn't really make sense to go out and buy. Like if it still had the old crank, it'd probably make sense to go and swap the engine.
Yeah.
But at this stage, I think.
It's basically, it's got the 33 engine. On the later 32s, they just put the same engine put in on the 33s. So I don't have that issue of the oil issues. They still do, the RB's engines hold a lot of oil in the head, so they have draining issues, which that'll be solved once I get the engine done. But other than that, it's
How did they solve that? The drainage?
you just
Drill a hole.
put an engine tap, an oil drain tap in the back of the engine.
Alright.
Just drain it straight to sun.
So, some people run extended sump as well.
Yeah, you put an extended sump and you just put a restrictor in the oil gallery. Run it down to like 1.2 mil restrictor. Solves it straight away.
Anything else?
What cars are you guys getting next? I'm keeping the 32 for life. I might eventually get another daily car because it's not great for daily. Fuel wise, because I just can't help but go fast all the time.
It is that one of them.
It's like every time people see your car and they want you to do something with it. I mean, best case scenario,
Like blow the engine up.
they want you to rev the engine, which I don't mind doing. That get it all the time.
Aaron's
Then-
like notably though, like Aaron's is offensively loud as well. I don't know why, but it's a lot louder than everyone else's for some reason.
I mean, that's the best case scenario. I just rev the engine, but normally 9 times out of 10, it's someone wants to try it on. So you end up.
No one tries it on me, apart from shit cars.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because the weather's been shit.
I think as well though, like people generally don't expect an MX-5 to be that fast. So
Yeah.
But it looks like you'd want to embarrass it though, because it's obviously modified.
Yeah, there is that side to it, but I think like
I think come summertime, we'll
the
get
type of cars that you could compete with wouldn't expect it.
Yeah.
So they might just like think what you're doing, you know, like.
Next cars, I'll mention it because it's something that we've been talking about. I'm going to probably get, hopefully, an E46 320D estate touring. Not exactly anything interesting, but it's just something we can use for going on longer journeys in and not complain about fuel, probably. Just something probably comfortable, leather seats, nothing that interesting. And yeah, I'm sort of tied with buying more parts for the Skyline and getting something else from Japan. Probably will get something else and buy.
I want a K car. We should get a K car from Japan.
Yeah.
A lot of K car.
I don't understand that.
You can get your knots queued, can't you?
This is not good. I can't, well, we've just filmed a video where I sort of said that I plan to keep the M3.
You spent a lot of money on it.
I've spent a lot of money on it. I've put a lot time into it, and there's nothing that I could replace it with that isn't 10 times, well, not 10 times the price, but like maybe 5 or 6 times the price.
We're all just starting to say go JDM,
Yeah,
because
I think
that's a real man's car.
The problem is we've all got to the point now where if we want faster cars or better cars, it's going to cost a fortune.
Yeah.
Like if you buy another car, yeah, but you can modify it to make it faster. You could turbo it.
True, yeah.
There's other stuff I could get, like, I don't know, like an Evo or whatever to make it faster, or but like my car for me is like the perfect balance of everything, and I wouldn't want to have, like, if say using an Evo for an example, you're losing reliability and the interiors are shit in general, so you're losing something to gain something else. So I think mine's like a perfect balance of everything. So I probably won't get anything new for a while, and my other car is going to consume all of my money, so I'll just continue with my project.
Anything else?
Well, I haven't answered that one yet, I guess.
Yeah, what you doing?
I don't know.
You
I
do.
already want another project.
You're going to look at
Yeah, Tom wants another project already.
I should probably save up and get something a bit more sensible to daily, but I'm at the point by the time I do that and figure out insurance, it'll be summer and I'll want to drive my MX-5 anyway. So I've sort of been, I look on eBay on lunch break and stuff and see what comes up, but I'm looking for something a lot older and a lot lighter to mess around with, just do an engine swap.
What's that Jesus thing that's commented on it? Some like the Jesus thing?
So
this is not Christian Hotline.
No, like it's like an automated message saying like Jesus at the end of it.
We're not reading that out, that's too offensive.
What is it?
It's so bad.
What kind is it?
Read that out.
Oh, yeah, you turn your phone back on.
anyway,
Is it really that bad? Yeah, don't say it.
What was it? Let me read it.
anyway,
We find it funny, but
But everyone else can see it though, can't they?
I don't know, it's just...
yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
the bottom one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a Jesus channel thing or something like that. I don't know. It's like a
I
spam.
don't endorse that sort of thing, sorry. Not publicly anyway.
Yeah, but what?
I don't know. It's because Liam's been watching Christian Hotline too.
Who does the best twerk? Liam can twerk, but his cars can't hold it for long.
I don't. Oh, we'll just stop looking at it.
Too much horsepower.
How much horsepower does Lawrence Super make now?
So it hasn't been downloaded yet. He's just bought an ECU, well, a piggyback ECU. So
Yeah, gritty one, so that'll go well.
we've all sort of been taunting him a little bit in terms of mostly him. He abuses him constantly, just because of some of the parts he's bought and stuff. Like we've just, it's all jokes. Like we all want to see it work, obviously, but
I think he's made the right choice getting the gritty
Apart from
piggyback, right?
yeah, but he's got a Greddy piggyback, so it should be tunable now. He's got a few final parts to finish off.
Wheels, clutch.
Yeah, so he needs new tyres. He's
Yeah,
got a clutch that needs fitting.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Has he
Did
sorted
you
his
get
downpipe out yet? What was he doing?
injectors on
I don't think.
I don't think he was changing them, was he?
that?
I
Right.
think he'd be on the limit of his the injectors. He'd probably be
Yeah.
maxed
So I guess.
What was his injectors good to, like 350 or something?
Yeah, but I'm sure he got injected, or he was looking at them. Or
I
something,
thought they would
but-
get some and he won't listen.
Yeah, so I'd guess I think he's shooting for like 4 to 500
Yeah, 400 seems realistic.
at the flywheel, that is.
I think if he goes to 500, the turbo will just like melt.
It's
Chinese.
a lot
Just kidding,
of
Lawrence.
a lot of the issues
Aye.
that people have with cheap parts is it can be done, but you need a really good tuner, and you can make a car with cheap parts reliable, but it's obviously you get what you pay for.
I think some of the parts, like the named brands, you do overpay for them. You literally just pay for a name.
Definitely.
But sometimes you are getting quality.
Well, it's like the turbos. I think the reason most of the China turbos fail is because of the shitty tolerances they have in for like bearings and stuff.
And they're made out of cheese.
So it's sometimes it's luck of the draw, because
you might get one that's within
like,
spec. One might be like
they might check one out of a batch, and you might get one that the tolerances are perfect, or you might get one where they're too tight and it binds up, or you might get one where the tolerances are too slack and you're struggling to make boost with it. So there's a lot.
Honestly, the one I've got is seems okay at the moment.
There's always like room for debate on it, but there are people who've made a lot of power with cheap car parts.
Yeah, I mean, Pete the Tuner, I think he tuned Jaws. Pete the Tuner, he's got a Civic and he runs his drag Civic on eBay parts, and it's quick, isn't it? And he's not any
400 horsepower.
Yeah, 400 on an eBay turbo,
Like
and he doesn't
stock
care.
engine, eBay turbo, eBay fuel rail.
Calvin's
eBay.
car diary. Adam and Liam should try and do a video of Calvin's car diary.
Yeah, I've watched him before.
Never seen it.
I think he's from London.
Yeah, fuck that. Can't afford the fuel.
I think we should do a collab with Jamie FYD.
Yeah, let's move on quickly. No, we would maybe be open to doing a video with another YouTuber, but we haven't really, like, we're not actively looking for someone to do a video with, so maybe if someone asks
We're
us,
happy with who we have at the moment. All right.
yeah, like maybe,
We're not looking for others.
yeah,
That was a reference to us being as a couple group. You know what I mean?
yeah. I don't think anyone got excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, so was there any other questions or anything?
Paul Smith, shout out to you.
Yeah, Bob's really cool. Like, he comments
Original.
literally comments on every single video.
PvP's.
What?
PvP is a wanker.
What?
What's that?
Don't know. Yeah, so, yeah. Nice to see you, Bob.
Do any of you go to car meets? Is that
Yeah.
earlier? No. Actually, when I was a VW guy, which was
No, it was well at shows, wasn't it? Rather than
no, this was a new one at 2022. So shows, car meets. We went to a few small ones, just like with the guys, like the people who were sort of in our little group, as just so to say. But this year we're going to try and go to some bigger maybe shows. But in terms of car meets, I mean,
The last meet we went to was Dalton. He blew his diff.
No, yeah.
Lawrence got pulled over by the police in the
oh yeah, we haven't.
Yeah.
That was funny. That we'll hopefully make a video on that.
Kind of got touched on, but we might be. Well, I wasn't there at the time. I was actually.
I was in the car with
Was
him.
I in Saudi?
You were in
Yeah,
Saudi.
you were in Saudi.
Yeah. So I was in Saudi, and I opened my phone, and Liam was live streaming from the Instagram. So I was like, "What's going on?" And he was sat in Lawrence's car, who'd been pulled by the police, and police interceptors were there. So
I got it all on
Yeah,
film.
the TV.
maybe we'll be on TV. Hopefully, because it'd be pretty funny.
I tried to
At
talk about
the same time, we were struggling to get him home because he blew his diff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, is the diff broke? Don't know, go forward. King blew it all over. It is now it is.
This guy's rinsing me because I had a VW.
Yeah, we all do anyway.
If you don't price your parts, comparing it to the price of a Mark IV Golf, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, so the channel will always feature VWs just because of the Mark IV.
The car I had before it, I'll probably mention it in another video. I mean, I liked it at the time. I went through like the air ride whole thing, which was the worst thing I've ever done. I'm glad I did it because it just sort of got out of my system. I did it, and then like 3 weeks later, the R32 Golf Mark V, which is what I had at the time, I just like hated it. That's when I bought the Golf. It was like a cheap car to replace it with and to not have problems with. And I think after that, I knew I wanted the 34, and then I just decided to sell it, didn't I? But I had a hard time selling it because it had air ride on it.
Yeah.
I probably should have took it to standard, but I just couldn't be bothered.
Some of those things are kind of, well, they're not irreversible, but people
Yeah.
people do things to the
It
bodywork.
can
that
put
you
you off
shouldn't.
buying a car if you're buying.
I wouldn't touch anything that's been a show car before. But
No, I know why people do it. It's I'm not going to start saying I don't like it, and I'm not going to start saying I hate the people that have it because it's not like that. I met a lot of good people through it. I actually met James Steele, who's got the B5S4. Although he lives like 5 minutes away from me, I met him at a show, and he's like a really good friend. But the whole scene is a bit, as I sort of quickly found out, it's a bit false. I think
It's just kind of clicky. Like two people could have the same car, and like because one person's in the scene, like they're cool, and the
It's
other
the
person's
wheel
in
and
the scene.
coilovers thing that pisses me off.
well, that's
Yeah.
the one I had though, I did like the look of it, and it didn't, for what I had the car for, I didn't like really notice massive differences of driving it. I was just more scared of anything going wrong with it, which could have happened. Bob Smith. Will I ever get the Centurion bonnet for the 34? What mod are you going to do next? That is the kind of next thing I was.
That was actually one of the parts.
Yeah. So I've priced up already, and this is the kind of debate I'm having with myself, is that I'm going to get. I've priced up and sort of basically ready to order now the Auto Select Z-Tune like replica or copy bonnet, which is I can't afford to buy an Nismo one. It's £6,000 landed maybe. I think
It's the same thing as
it's
well.
basically,
so
it might be slightly different. I think the underskin's different because I know the Nismo one they've got the proper drainage, but I think this one does. I still need to check up on it. That and the also canards, which I've been talking about for like the last 4 months.
yeah,
Also.
so we've got a group chat, and there's like two things that happens in the group chat. So if you try to talk about your car, either Lawrence will start talking about his car, or Liam will start asking if you should get canards or not.
I think it's sort of died off though. I think it's more of a joke.
It's become like a running joke because like
you need at least 100 opinions before.
I'd say it's been a year since you first mentioned it.
Probably.
I've been away for 4.
Oh yeah, maybe.
It's been like a year. Like Liam's been talking about getting canards for a year, so
They'll be purchased.
um,
There's
yeah.
no notes nowhere. There's not really any more questions by the looks of it. We've only got a few people watching now, I think, haven't we?
Someone asked what the value of someone's car
Oh, I
was.
think that's what
We don't really like discussing the value of
I'll
cars.
talk. We made a video on that.
we actually made a video, so
Yeah,
if you wanted to
maybe
see.
Yeah, I paid £35,000 for it 16 months ago, and we got it valued like roughly between like 55 and 60. So that's like
Not a bad investment. My car's gone up by about 10 grand. That's if I charge it up.
If you fix it.
What's his fix?
Yeah, if I fix it.
You spent that much on it?
maintenance
Yeah.
like on a 34 would be the same as a 32. I haven't really seen the actual downside of that because of the mileage I've done. I think the main thing is like the oil pump, isn't it? That
The
can
service,
go wrong.
the
Service
service,
Just like a normal car, really.
yeah,
Service.
it's not. There's nothing massively special about it service-wise, but
No. I would still advise you service maybe 5,000, not 8,000.
yeah.
I haven't even done 5,000 units since the last one.
Yeah.
I've been away for. I've worked away
Don't-
prior to doing this
Yeah,
anyway.
don't-
So.
Have you even done 2,000 miles yet?
What, since I've had the car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, yeah.
We did, it was 1,600 the first year, wasn't it?
No, it was 3,000.
Yeah. Did you get yours limited mileage insurance?
Yeah, because it was cheaper. So.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
But now I'm fully open to drive less mileage because I work away all the time. So.
Yeah, well, when you come to servicing, I wouldn't
do
skip
you
on
drift?
oils or anything like that. You want to make sure you put the best oil in. Probably go a little bit thicker as well if you've got an
I can't.
Two
roll
seats.
Yeah,
What's happening with the old BMW Bob Smith, the 2002? We've touched on it.
We've already like maybe you could go back and watch because we've already talked about it. But there's going to be a video coming next week or the week after. We've already filmed it, so
it's coming out quite well.
no, it's alright, Bob.
Moving on.
There's maybe a video next week or the week after coming out, but it's getting there, isn't it? Like it's definitely made a lot of progress over the last 6 months. So yeah. Do you drift?
no,
Not intentionally.
Well,
Deja vu.
Not intentionally.
That's when I was doing it.
if by that, if like by drift you mean like actually go to the track and drift,
No.
no, none of us do it. I've been tempted, but I prefer grip.
I think 90% of the time I've seen Tommy's done some sort of drift in the MX-5. Liam does not drift.
I do unintentionally. The new drift I do was like drifting into a tree or something.
Yeah.
I'd like to give it a go, but I don't want to build a car just to give it a go.
Yeah.
Do you have a good New Year? How's the New Year? That's a question.
New Year was.
You were away for New Year, weren't you?
I was in Saudi Arabia and it was weird. I was there for like my birthday, Christmas, and New Year, and it was a strange situation.
It's like
It was just not in a bad way, because I don't dislike the country or anything, but it was just weird.
No, we're not used to it. It's as
Yeah.
simple as that. It's not a life for us really. So,
Mm.
and the fact that we want to make videos. So, Tommy, your girlfriend, keeps commenting on this, saying like he has a nice bum and stuff. Well, white R34. Yeah, that's actually know him. He was selling that R34. Good friend. He's been selling for a little amount of time now. I think maybe a few months.
Is it GTR?
Yeah, it's a 34 G.
So it's really nice, actually.
Yeah, it's got a sticker on it. Yeah, that should maybe increase the value by like 0.0000.
I get that like £2 under the value, so
Yeah.
maybe 5.
Yeah, I don't think you should sell it, but that's obviously people in different positions. So
Yeah. So that I guess you'd have like some people would have bought them quite a long time ago, and they've like tripled what they paid for the car, so they might want to sell now, but they probably will continue to go up in value. So
Yeah, I think they'll go up in value. I think mine should peak out around about 28, I reckon.
no,
Because the later ones
not mentioned.
The later ones are just becoming legal in the US.
yeah. So one thing I think, like I'm not an expert or anything, but they produced a lot
6,000.
of R32s.
Yeah, there's
6,000,
40,000, 44,000 32 GTRs.
Yeah, so across the world there's way more R32s than there is R34s, and that's the reason why the 34s have appreciated a lot faster as well.
Casting couch is getting bare hot. He's a funny guy. Him.
Yeah, so I do think that the 34 prices will always be higher than the 32, but there's still...
The problem is that the 32s are old now and they do suffer from rust issues. Mine's just started to do it on the rear arch.
Yeah.
I've got a slight bubble, so that'll have to get looked at. It's all been undersealed, but I've just got a slight bubble coming up on the rear arch, so I need to get it looked at.
That's what Adam thought as well.
Yes, that.
You touch him up there.
Start digging into like a little rust bubble and half the car disappears.
Yeah.
The other side's okay. I tested it and I walked off. There's like a pile of scrap metal on the floor. It's not really anymore.
Yours was just a bubble, wasn't it?
Yeah. On the outside, so like...
Don't say things like that. It's starting to discourage me.
No, I've actually checked the inner wings on yours, isn't it?
It's double skinned and the inside skin's fine, but the outer skin's starting to go, so I might get away
I
with
think
it.
we haven't got any more questions, so there's not many people tuning in. We'll have to wrap it up shortly.
Yeah,
We'll 10 on there.
we'll be going to grab food soon.
Yeah, so we're going to go out and get something to eat. We've been filming for the past couple of days. There's going to be a few videos coming. I've done an update kind of on the M3.
It was more of like a review of it,
Yeah,
and
like
your thoughts of
an
it.
overview of owning it. We've done an update video on the project car, and I'm going to be getting the M3 detailed tomorrow.
I forgot the camera at home.
I think by the time you get back, my car light might be finished.
Yeah, so we would like to have documented like rebuilding the engine and stuff for Aaron's, but he's realised that it's not practical to do it if you need the car. So
Yeah, I've had enough of driving the work van for all over winter. It's been convenient having a car off the road for winter for the protection of the salt and stuff, but I'm just fed up with driving the van and I just want power back, so I'm just going to give it to said shop and they'll do it.
That's how you're doing it now.
I just may as well just give it to them, tell them to fix it, get it back, get it done 2 weeks, and
Blow up again.
yeah. I'm gonna get it overboard at 87 mil.
Stop 86.
86 is stock, 87, and it'll actually be a true 2.6 litre, not a 2.5.
not 2.5 something.
Yeah, it'll be an actual 2.6.
Don't be a pussy and go 2.8.
Yeah.
Can't say anything.
I don't think 2.8 stroke kicks.
Samuel Benson has asked, are you guys near Reading? You should come to Jack Fest. We're not near Reading, but
We did mention Jack Fest
Yeah.
already.
it's in May, isn't it, I think? I think Mikey with the Salati, I think there might be quite a lot of us, to be honest. There's obviously us three here that have the Jack cars.
I think it'd be nice if like a lot of the cars we've featured and people we know, if we all went down together and made a video.
We're going to get our own stand, I think, maybe. If we
That
can,
is
anyway.
I'd like to like jump between cars and film different shots of each car on the way there and stuff, which would be pretty cool. But we'll see if we're at home and what's going on.
I hope to be
And
home.
the most challenging
after this.
thing if everyone's car works at the same time.
Yeah. Don't think that's ever happened, does it?
No,
Yours isn't working, and then yours wasn't working.
no, yours doesn't.
No, mine doesn't. Liam doesn't drive easy enough to break it.
Yes.
See,
I've worked away for 2 years. I've been away at home for 2 years.
Yeah.
He's probably had the most time off out of everyone.
Yeah.
Away for
I've got
2 years.
I've got dank memes to watch when I'm at home, that's all I do. But yeah, Jobfest, I think I'm hoping that we're all back for that.
Yeah, that'll be good. Jobfest will be good.
Plus,
Yeah.
for the past 2 years, everyone's asked us if we're going there as well. So.
Yeah.
We've got a friend buying an R35 as well,
Oh yeah, we need someone
Oh,
to
yeah.
buy a 33. We should,
Lawrence.
yeah, we should con someone to buy.
Lawrence
a
already got a
33.
boat. Lawrence has already got a boat, so.
If we convince someone, just keep telling them 33 is a good car.
Jamie Lawrence, who are all cute.
Aye.
TY Bear.
Bye.
Yeah, that's it really. There's nothing really else to be asked.
We need to get food. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind doing one of these every time, a couple of months or something. question
Yeah.
answers.
So
I think there's not. To be honest, there's only 10 people watching it at the minute. So.
yeah, we would have tried to have planned it better, but in usual fashion, we'd fail at doing
We could-
everything at the
I
last
think
minute,
the other thing we have our own private chat is nothing can get organised ever.
Well,
yeah.
it's nothing's ever been perfect because of the fact that the situation with mainly me and Adam being away.
Well, even then, even when you're back, nothing gets organised.
Because
Ever.
sit in my house playing my Xbox. That's it.
Yeah.
It's how it is with live chat, with group chat. So you say something and it either gets turned into a joke or
Oh, I spoke cards.
Or Lawrence starts
Oh, yeah.
dropping out his card.
I was look at these cards. Look at these cards. You know.
you'd be like, should we meet up here? Yeah, I'm gonna get some new tyres.
In all fairness, Lawrence is probably the best one for organising stuff.
But yeah, Lawrence can organise.
Lawrence
stuff, we
says
can't.
I'm going here. If you're coming, then you're coming. Then
I think he organised all the other meets, didn't he? The dog meet and the hard.
Lawrence is the sort of the area of the part of the channel which organises venues, hopefully. So
Yeah, because he can do it.
yeah, I don't know how he managed to do it.
I don't know, I've noticed that actually. I don't know how he can get stuff organised and we can't.
Well,
Must be useless.
because if you ask us, it turns into a joke. But if you just tell us that's the plan,
What you're doing on Friday or washing hair?
yeah,
That's generally the,
Yeah,
the,
that's it.
correct response.
Yeah.
What you're doing Friday or washing my hair?
At work.
Yeah, work and washing my hair.
At work, I'll be back in seven weeks, mate. But maybe that's time to call it.
yeah, we need to go and get some food now. So
Yeah. We'll do another one of these again. I feel like it's a bit. There's not as many people watching as we maybe would like to have. We'd like to have more
yeah,
questions,
we
maybe.
could have liked to have planned it a little bit better, but
And it's a Friday night.
yeah.
People have got lives and like us. So
We need food.
yes, we do.
So.
You don't eat.
Everyone wave.
Peace!
Please.
Don't even know how to stop it.
Just leave it while we get the food.
Yeah, let's just leave it.
Do you know how to stop it?
Anybody?
Just turn it off.
X.